Hey everybody, it's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my channel today. Today's video is all about Genting Hong Kong, Crystal Cruises, and are they going bankrupt? Because things do not look very good at all. Thank you all of you for joining me today. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, giving my video thumbs ups, all my videos thumbs ups, love it. And thank you for supporting me on my RedBubble Store for TWB licensed merchandise. Thank you for joining me on Facebook and Instagram, and those of you out there who are becoming sponsor members of Traveling with Bruce for 33 cents a day. You can become a sponsor member of this channel and join me Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, for a sponsor member hangout show live just for sponsor members, and then we do the big show at 8 o'clock. You get to use special emojis, all kinds of neat stuff. Thank you for your support. Okay, look, here is a beautiful image of Hong Kong. It's an amazing place, and a lot of businesses are based here, and a number of cruise ships come and go from here. And one of the cruise lines that is known for sailing in and out of Hong Kong would be Genting. Now, Genting Group owns Crystal Cruises, Dream Cruises, Star Cruises, and they have been trying to become the luxury cruise line of choice for people out of Asia. And ships like this one right here, the Genting Dream, big ships, all the modern amenities, really just tailor-made for the Asia cruise sector. And the firm has had some issues. Now, just to give you some history, Genting, based out of Malaysia, once owned Norwegian. They bought Norwegian when Norwegian was in real big trouble in the early 2000s. And with Apollo Group, they managed to refinance Norwegian, get the company funded, took the company public in the mid-2000s, and Norwegian has become rather successful over the last number of years, except for the pandemic, of course. In the meantime, Genting bought up Crystal Cruise Lines, and Crystal has two divisions. They have a river boat division in Europe with, I believe, 3 really nice river boats, and their ocean division, and they have a number of ships here. The problem is for Genting and anybody else in the cruise game that since March of this year, you cannot sail with paying passengers anywhere. And Crystal is known as a 6-star cruise line that caters to the folks who can afford some serious money. We're talking about a daily cost on board one of these ships anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a day per person. We're not talking about super cheap discount cruising here. We're talking high-end stuff. The company, Genting, has been making a number of financial moves lately because they want to expand dramatically back into this Asia market. So they've been utilizing their cash flows from their various cruise lines, and they've been figuring out ways to finance their existing fleets to find a way to finance their expansion. Now, what Genting has done in the last 5-6 years is they have, in effect, sold off their ownership position in Norwegian. Once the company went public, they were down to about a 28% interest, and then over a number of years, every year or two, they would sell off more of their shares along with the Apollo Group, and both parties eventually exited ownership of Norwegian. And so the Genting people were able to use the profits and cash from that deal to diversify. Now, they happen to own a couple of shipbuilding yards also in Germany, basically, to, in effect, build the ships for them. But again, in this crazy world of ours, every segment of the travel industry is under serious strain. So you can't put people on cruise ships. Aircraft companies are having a tough time. Shipbuilders are having a tough time. Hotel chains are having a tough time. And here is an illustration of their dilemma. They're trying to build a couple of these ships to basically compete with the Oasis class sized ships that Royal Caribbean has. These ships here are going to be, or projected to be, close to 250,000 tons each, holding between 7 and 9,500 passengers each. But all of this before the pandemic was possible. Now, with the pandemic and going forward, it might not be possible. It might be impossible to have that many people on one vessel going forward. The cost of building these vessels, over $1 billion each. The company has been able to finance the construction of the first one through the German Export Development Agency and other government loans and guarantees. They have literally sold off their own ships and then turned around and leased them back from their borrowers. And that's called a sale-leaseback arrangement, not uncommon with office buildings and jets for airlines and so on. But what it means is that as each deal has been made by Genting to literally sell off their assets and turn around and borrow against them, they're running out of assets to offer for collateral. And last year, for the first 6 months of 2019, they lost $50-odd million. This year, they're talking about losses in excess of $600 million. So it's a huge amount of money that they're running into on the negative side, and it does not look good. Now, the company is saying to its investors that, as of this morning, that they are now in deep discussions with their lenders to find a way to reorganize their debts. They've laid off people left, right, and center. They've cut back salaries. They've even had people who were laid off who were getting partial salaries are now getting no salaries. To me, this sounds like a company on its last legs. Unless they can come up with some kind of a lender that wants to invest long-term into the entity, they may end up with assets held by a number of lenders all over the place with no one central borrower to cover the deal. And I'm not sure how this is going to work out. It could be that, I'm showing you here pictures of Monte Carlo. It could well be that Crystal Cruises, that comes here every year, that cruise line might get scooped up by somebody else. It could be that maybe Viking buys them up, or MSC, or another cruise line. They may want the Crystal line. The Genting Dream line, I don't know who's going to want to step up from one of the big three cruise lines. It might well be a consortium of investors through Asia that might do it. But this could become a messy situation, especially with those shipyards in Europe. I know the German government wants those shipyards to continue to produce ships under contract. There's nothing wrong with those shipyards. They're quite fine. They work rather well. The problem is right now no one has cash to take delivery of completed ships. So a lot of questions surrounding Genting Hong Kong right now, and its subsidiary lines and businesses. But something tells me that a shakeup is coming. I don't know how it'll work out. It would be a lot simpler if an investor stepped in and just injected cash to keep this thing going. But then again, I'm asking you folks, how long is this pandemic going to last? And when will we have a vaccine and everything will be back to normal again? I don't know. Anyway, there you are. It's quite a story. We'll keep following this whole thing. In the meantime, thank you for subscribing to my channel, giving my videos thumbs up. Love your comments, and consider becoming a sponsor member for 33 cents a day. Join in. In the meantime, we'll talk to everybody. Take care, and bye for now.